I know I just got this thing, but you know what, after just owning it for about one day, it is safe to say that if you are a big fan of G-Shock or Casio watches in general, I highly recommend you to pick up one of these vintage muscle time alarm clock. This specific one has a reference number of GQ-200 as being stated down here. There's other variants called GQ-100, similar round shape with two legs, a bit smaller than this. Another one is GQ-300, which looks totally different, more boxy, a lot more rugged in my opinion, and that looks better but a lot harder to find in comparison to this guy. Though I picked mine up from Japan, obviously, using Buyee.jp, which is the sponsor for today's video. I've been looking for this clock for quite some time, but most of them that I found before are either too expensive or they just didn't work. Because, I mean, this thing is old. I have no idea how old this thing, but it looks old, it feels old. This technology is very old, except the build structure is still, I guess, acceptable today, right? For G-Shock standard or Casio standard. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Most of these that I found out there are broken. Some of them has button malfunction, LCD issue, backlighting issue, and whatnot. So that's the reason why this video is delayed until today. So I managed to find one of these, used conditions, just as it is, without any box or papers. It still has some issues, but I'll get to that afterwards. At only $59, around 60 bucks, and then you're gonna add some shipping fees as well and all the other fees. As up, I gotta say, just around 75, 80 bucks, which is quite fair in my opinion for something that look like this. And I gotta say, I love it. So thanks to Buyee.jp for that. And if you're thinking of getting one yourself already, use the link down in the description box to earn 1,000 yen discount on your first order as well. So you guys could save a lot more than I did. Plus all other discount, promotion, and campaign that is ongoing on their website right now. Just a quick side note, do make sure that they could deliver to your home country first because of the COVID-19 cases. You know, some countries still on lockdown, so check that first before you buy anything internationally, at least. So there's that on Buyee.jp. And let's talk about the function of this clock, which is not a lot. First and foremost, you'll have time setting at the back here. So if I didn't press anything, there's a plus and minus over here. As you know, if I press plus, the time here will change. So this is the alarm time, just plus and minus. If I want to set the time, that is how I do it for the alarm. If I want to set the actual timekeeping, gonna need to press the center button until it starts blinking like that, and then press the same plus and minus button to add a minute or minus a minute, and that's pretty much it, straightforward. And once you're done, press this button again. So that's how you operate the GQ-200. There are no date setting, no mode swapping, none of those, just basics: time, alarm, and indicator over there, PM or AM. Oh, just PM. And over here is the alarm on or off indicator, which could be turned with this knob of this switch over here. So turn it on or turn it off. Notice of how loud the alarms is. Let me turn it on again. There you go, there's an indicator on top. Now, turn this thing off. And this one on top is a snooze or light button. There you go. So when the alarm is on, you could press this to snooze the alarm, or if you don't use it like I do, I don't think I'll be using the alarm function, but I use this EL backlighting function. Check this out. I'm under a bright lighting studio light right now, and if I press this button, you can see it lights up. Let me cover it up a bit. There you go. That is how bright the EL on this clock is. There you go. You can see it. Something that is not possible on normal G-Shock watch or any Casio watch with EL backlighting feature, and that is a good thing. And if you're concerned about power consumption, obviously you're gonna drain a lot of power, but just remove this one screw at the back and check this thing out. It only operates on normal, I believe this is AA battery, right? So shouldn't be hard for you to replace that. This is obviously no water resistant whatsoever, so be careful. And in my case, there should have been another layer over here just to complete the round shape, but I guess because I bought it in used condition, I didn't have this, so that's why it looked incomplete in this area. But the rest is just great. There's is not a button. All this red thing over here is actually the clock or the watch itself. This black rubber This is rubber. It's pretty soft actually. You can flex it a bit. It's a shell that encase or encapsulate the red clock in there. So that's how it works. And very much similar like any G-Shock, you know, where the time keeping the actual place that is telling you time is quite small, and the rest is to guard the entire thing. Look at that. Timekeeping over here, the rest is just for protection. Really like any G-Shock watch or Casio watch in here. And history wise, if I'm not mistaken, this is obviously inspired by the ball that the engineer used to test the movement before, you know, during the developing process of our G-Shock square watch, that is, where there's a round ball like this, and there's a, you know, the module, I guess, this G-Shock that plays over here, and they drop the ball down. And I guess this clock, alarm clock, was inspired by that design, the original prototype of a G-Shock watch. So there's a little bit of history going into the look, the appearance of this thing, and it is still a functional piece as well, even up to date, because of how high quality it was built. I mean, look at that, this thing lasts up to date, something that is a normal alarm clock cannot do, especially for quartz movement ones at least. So yeah, if you want one, look it up, GQ-100, GQ-200 or GQ-300. This is mine right now, and I have a few things in mind. Probably I'm going to clean it up, you know, disassemble it by removing these 4 screws on the side and see what's inside here. I'm guessing I'm going to need to clean it up. I normally just use a G-Shock because they are so big. I could put it on the corner of my working desk over here, and I could still see the time even from a distance. But now, you know what, I could just keep my watch in the box and use this thing instead. Put it somewhere over here, you know, and yeah, I could tell the time right away. Do I need this? Not really. Okay, this is more of a novelty items. I mean, we are all collectors here, right? We are a fan of G-Shock, so go get yours now.